Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I hope you're enjoying the Olympics. Those folks flying down the mountain in the ski jumping competition are incredible and extreme. I'm Pat Doris, switching gears to a tragedy that continues to spread through our city, gun violence. Family is sharing more about their loved one who was shot and killed in southeast Portland earlier this month. He was 35 years old. His name is Jeff Ramirez. Christelle Kumwe spoke to a family member and joins us now from the newsroom with more. Christelle?
Yes, so Ramirez was one of two people shot in the area of Southeast Stark Street and 119th Avenue last Wednesday. His family is heartbroken and say Ramirez was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
You couldn't ask for a sweeter person.
Thomas Smith says his wife's first cousin, Jeff Ramirez, was like a little brother to him.
He was an amazing, loving person. We still are in disbelief. It's like a weird nightmare. We found out the day of that evening.
Jeff Ramirez died of a gunshot wound to the torso when he was shot on Southeast 119th and Stark Wednesday, a day that should have been a celebration.
It was his mother's birthday, and he's probably just out running errands.
Smith says Ramirez worked as a medical assistant before recently getting hired at OHSU. Ramirez lived at home and took care of his parents.
I still am kind of in shock, and it's just senseless.
So far this year, there have been more than 125 shootings in Portland, impacting dozens of families.
And they don't understand this hole that we have now in our family that cannot be replaced.
But they remember the joy Jeff Ramirez brought to those who knew and loved him.
I mean, he was just a wonderful person. I mean, everybody that knew him. He is going to be completely missed.
A GoFundMe has been started to help support the family. Now, Portland police say the second victim is still in the hospital and the investigation is still ongoing. Anyone with information is asked to contact Portland Police. Pat?
Thank you, Christelle, live from the newsroom. Speaking of the future, the city of Gresham is asking people to dream big and help create long-term plans for the future of that city. Today, the city hosted a pancake brunch at Vance Park. There was free food from Chris's Cakes Northwest and entertainment for the kids. It's all because the city wanted to hear residents' thoughts as they create a comprehensive plan.
This is the first phase, is really reaching out to the community and getting a better understanding of what they see as the future, what challenges they see, what they want to see kept that they love about Gresham today, and then maybe what they want to see changed in the future.
For you folks in Gresham, if you missed today's event, there are other ways to get involved. You can pick up a yard sign from City Hall to share what you love about Gresham. You can also go over to the city's website and share your feedback there online. Now, let's talk about the pandemic for a moment. The Oregon Health Authority does not publish new infection numbers on the weekend, but we know they were falling at the end of last week, which is good news. Hospitalizations as of Friday were still high, but not quite as high, not hitting the record high of last September. Now, some of you have asked how the COVID hospitalizations compare to a bad flu year. So we dug into that. First, a bit of background now. You've probably seen this chart. The top line shows all the hospitalizations with COVID statewide. The highest point was September 1st with 1,178 people in the hospital. Then look to the far right. The peak for Omicron so far is 1,130. And as of Friday, it had gone down a bit more. Great news. Okay, that's the hospital statewide. Now, let's take a look at the number of people hospitalized with the flu during a bad year. The most recent bad year was 2017, 2018. It's only tracked for the 3 counties in the Portland area. The peak of was the last week of December that year and then the first week of January. And if you look to the left, you can see it was about 210 cases. Now, let's look at the people hospitalized with COVID in the same 3 counties now. The spike on the right shows the Omicron surge with a high of 371 people hospitalized. So that's about 160 more than during the worst of the flu years. So yes, COVID is hitting hospitals harder than the worst flu season that we could find. So it's no surprise to Dr. Jennifer Vines, the public health officer for Multnomah County.
Omicron is a little bit different because we can parse hospitalized with COVID versus hospitalized for COVID, because Omicron spreads so easily and is so common right now in the population. But I think even being hospitalized with COVID, there is still a lot of infection control procedures, a lot of extra work, frankly, for hospitals to protect their workers, to protect other patients. So I think it does reflect the workload.
So thanks to all you medical folks who are working the trenches right now in this. The latest OHSU forecast, by the way, showed a bit of good news. It showed today as the worst day with the most people hospitalized for or with COVID, and then having it drop sharply in the weeks to come. Let's hope they're right, as they have been often so far. A Northeast Portland church known for its progressive ideas is putting action into its words and its efforts to save the planet. Today, they added solar panels. Augustana Lutheran Church was established back in 1906. Today it held a dedication event for its new solar panels, which included a blessing of the land by Native American tribal leaders, music, and a ribbon cutting led by children. The project was made possible by Pacific Power's Blue Sky program, which covered about 38% of the cost. The entire cost was about $152,000. If the church creates enough energy, it goes back into the Pacific Power system. Church leaders say they want that energy to be given to those in need.
I think if we can do that across the nation, that's the key. I mean, you need small examples to do big things. And so this will be a teaching congregation. We'll be working for sanctuary. We taught hundreds of congregations across the country to be sanctuary, to protect immigrants. We're going to do the same with this.
Augustana on the leading edge again. The next project for the church is to swap out the gas-powered heaters and other items and to make the entire building electric.